If this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoyed the video. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up updated on when I post. Anyway, we're going to jump right into this one here. I'm going to see if you can beat Fallout New Vegas with all the weapons randomized in the game. Quick, easy, simple little one for this week. Maybe another quick and easy one again for next week. We'll see. Jump right into it, head off, take out some powder gangers, loot what they got. Just to get a feel for how this mod works, right? Saw an old Mitten Squad video not too long ago that made me want to try this for myself. See how well it would turn out. Automatically get hit with one of them throwing axes from, what is it? Old World Blues. Interesting weapons. Never really used them too much. I've used the proton throwing axe before. Not throwing axe, the actual two-handed axe that you use. Never used the throwing version of it, so I didn't know they explode like grenades. And this guy just stands here and lets me, you know, line up a pretty good shot on him. Nothing too significant. They only seem to spawn in with like one of these unique throwing weapons I've noticed throughout the run. So, you know, once they use it, it's gone. You can't pick it up and use it. That's why I was able to pick up a holy hand grenade. Interesting gun. Well, weapon. Use that there, sets it off, takes them all out here. Found one of these inverted proton axes. Good weapon. Figure I'll hold on to that for a while. Run around checking the other guys that blew up here. Find Maria. I didn't know this mod added unique weapons into the mix. So, figured, yeah, why not? I like this gun. I might as well set it up the way I like. What you're seeing right now is a mod that allows you to change the orientation of the weapon to best suit however you want to shoot it. In New Vegas here, I've taken a liking to leaning the gun back so the front sight sits proud of the rear sight because, you know, in real life, you actually have to line them up to shoot the gun, to hit something. In a video game, trying to find out where you're actually hitting with the goddamn thing is kind of annoying, so I raise the rear sight, well, front sight a little proud. That way I know when I put the front sight on something, that's where it's going to hit. The little dot in the center also helps. Not really sure how to make that go away with the mod. Anyway, figure this is just going to be a kill everything run. So, we're taking out the NCR. Mostly so I can see the other random weapons that people are carrying around. I love the partial reloads by Hitman. Pick up a hunting rifle here, put that to use. Take out a couple of powder gangers here outside of Primm. One of them threw another proton axe at me. Take out the ones inside. Now these right here, in a second, pick up a dog tag fist. The ones inside the room with the barbecue going. Yeah, no, they're an interesting bunch this time around. Usually the only notable one is the guy with the flamer. Seems like one of them enjoys explosives, though. But, again, once they use their initial stock, they're kind of out of weapons at that point, which is interesting. But I can understand the coding of it. That way you don't end up with 10 Fat Man launchers in an NPC's inventory or something. Loot another axe here, decide to head on upstairs. Well, head on down the hall where Beagle is. Before I head upstairs, find a Ranger Sequoia. Love this gun. Too bad it's not, I don't know, it's locked behind the NCR for the most part. And even then, you're most likely going to be a non-NCR character when you get it. So it's weird. Fix the sights on it to the way I like. Head upstairs now. Start taking out the escaped convicts, which these are powder gangers, which is weird. Pick up an alien blaster. Glad I didn't get shot with that earlier. Try to figure out which one has the actual ammunition. Along with that, I noticed in this run that there are some weapons that NPCs end up with, usually a gauze rifle of some kind, that I just can't pick up. Looking into the things there, it seems like it might be a debug weapon of some kind called like the Federator. It's like a fully automatic gauze rifle that uses no ammunition or something. I don't know. I could never pick it up. Find this weird corrosive doctor's glove. I didn't think this was a weapon in the actual game. It might, well, it's most likely cut content from Old World Blues, since it's a doctor's glove. That's what it would be from. This one, like, applies poison, which I didn't think they ever got poison working, because there's supposed to be, like, poison hatchets and stuff in Honest Hearts. Yeah. So, I have no idea with that one. Put that to use. Pick up Cleansing Flame and a Sonic Emitter. Head inside to put Cleansing Flame to use. Thought it was going to be stronger than it is. So I ditched that and head to the Outpost. Put the Alien Blaster to use. Because why wouldn't I? Right? I do kind of whiff quite a few shots with it here in a minute. Right there. But I just love how you got a random piece of alien technology that some dude just in an old casino had. Missed the last shot right there, and I'm out of ammo for it. Out of ammo for most things at this point in time, because I keep switching back and forth between different weapons to just use them. Take out the last NCR trooper here, and then head on inside. Put, this is Panacea, I think it's called. A unique hunting rifle. Only has 3 shots, yet it uses the same ammo. I could have... Try that again. I could understand it if it was like a higher caliber rifle. But, yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. Take out all the NCR inside. Just using the axe. And Cass. Take them all out. I do spend a little while looting, but they got like a couple of recharger rifles. This, on the other hand, this is an interesting one. Take out some more NCR in the other building where Ranger Jackson is. Put the flamethrower to use again. Decide to switch to a Deathclaw gauntlet. Never used one of these in any of my runs. This or the Yaogwai Fist. Take out the Rangers. Well, Ranger and Troopers. Loot everything I can. Get an anti-material rifle out of the whole thing here, so that's fun. Also, this weird green Gatling laser. I didn't even know this gun existed. Which makes me wonder about the weird green lasers in other Fallout games. Oh well. I decided to go fist fight some Rad Scorpion simply because I have... What is this? She's Embrace? A unique Yaogwai gauntlet I found. And this is in the south of the map, a little past the Mojave Outpost. Between there and Nipton, that's the name of the town. Rarely ever go there in runs. Especially nowadays when I mostly just take the pass there on Black Mountain. Murder Pass, if you will. After that, I decide to go to Murder Pass. So I'm going to take out the NCR that's just kind of hanging around beforehand. Put the anti-material rifle to use. One of my favorite guns in the game. Beat the entire game with it using like 15 shots. Mind you, they were explosive shots, but still shots nonetheless. Was it 15 or was it 10? I think I beat Fallout 3 with 10 shots. And then this one with 15. Or was it Fallout 4 with... I don't know. I beat each of the games with a set number of shots. They were fun runs. Put the Ranger Sequoia to use whilst I'm getting shot with another green laser rifle that I didn't know existed. No, wait, this one I did know existed. I don't know. It's weird knowing that there's red, green, and blue lasers in Fallout now. The blue lasers are known for like the Institute stuff. The red laser is like the bog standard. Everyone has it. And then the green lasers in the newer stuff is supposed to be like anthracite, ultracite coal. Well, ultracite, which is a radioactive material that I swear is just a type of coal that's radioactive and or mutagenev. I think that's a word. Anyway, in 76, you can make guns that shoot green lasers. So maybe it has something to do with that. No idea why they would be green, though. Maybe like white, I can understand. Like a more dense, pure type of laser beam. Anyway, the NCR sent assassins after me, and that don't work out too well for them. And I don't think I've ever had a full ranger spawn with full ranger armor at all, ever in any of my runs. I go say hi to the gun runners. I put Big Boomer to use. I find like 5 of those things throughout this run. I also find this next gun here. The All-American. Hell yeah. Hitman has a lot of strange animations. Like the mysterious magnum appearing and disappearing when you holster it. Stuff like that. It's just good fun, is what it is. You gotta have that little bit of weirdness in a Fallout game, you know? It was never meant to be taken super seriously all the time. Just like, you know, the Yakuza games aren't meant to be taken super seriously all the time. Try to figure out the best way to deal with these guys here. If I go with Thump Thump, figure I'll just take some pot shots and take him out. It's not doing enough damage, so here in a second I'll eventually switch to a different weapon. Never realized that this grenade launcher has a longer barrel on it until I was trying to fiddle with the sights on it. Yeah, no, it has a longer barrel, so the sights don't really work the way they're supposed to, which is kind of funny. Mind you, it's a grenade launcher, so indirect fire and all that, but it's just interesting. Like, I don't know if that would actually serve a purpose in an actual grenade launcher. Huh. Anyway, take out the last of the Van Graff thugs here using just my proton axe. And again, more of those Gauss rifles that I can't pick up for like any reason. Head inside, just decide to use the proton axe for all of these guys too. Another one of them corrosive gloves. Doesn't seem to tick down my health any when I'm hit with it, so don't worry about that. Take them all out. Pile everything up over in the corner. Set all the explosives off all at once. Simply because I find it fun. Nuke the entire store. Head on out after I almost blow myself up. Put this Tesla cannon to use. It's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever used it before in this game. Although I have noticed that some of the weapons that are in Fallout 3 that are still in like the creation engine, I'm guessing, are present in this game too. Like the rifle, well, the plasma rifle Harkin gives you. Harkin? The security guard at Rivet City gives you when you tell him he's a toaster, right? That ended up in here. So I'm guessing it is just ingrained in the engine itself, which would make sense since they were given like a year to make this with Fallout 3's engine, so wouldn't be surprised if everything from Fallout 3 is just in here floating around somewhere. Head on into the tops, take everyone out with Maria for the most part. Someone sets off a mini nuke, and I think the only reason I lived through that was because I was in pseudo VATS of bullet time, which is a mod. I try to use it more than I use VATS because I don't know, I like the more interactive part of it. Pick up a Fat Man and some more ammo. God knows, the best place to use a tactical nuke is inside a building, right? Mind you, it kind of is based on a real thing called the Davy Crockett. It was like a side-mounted... It wasn't a catapult, mind you. It was a side-mounted launching unit for a small-yield nuclear weapon. And the only well, there's a couple of reasons why people didn't... Why the government of the United States said, no, this is a bad idea, actually. The first one is, do you really want a couple of guys in a Jeep deciding when to shoot a nuke off? Probably not the best idea. The second is, apparently, the maximum area affected by the weapon was inside its launching range, right? You couldn't shoot the thing far enough away from where you were to not be in the area affected by it. So, kind of not a good idea to try to use that, right? But yeah, no. There was a thing. There was literally just a rocket launcher on a Jeep that was meant to shoot nukes. So that's fun. Goes to show you what we were using nuclear technologies for. I decided to put the 22 SMG to use, and this sighting system, it carries over through playthroughs, I'm pretty sure, since I only have to sight in certain guns with it now. But it's mostly just guns I never use, like the 22 SMG, which is based on an anti-riot firearm from the United States. One of the fastest firing, what is it, riot control or crowd control weapons there is. Crazy. Mind you, it's not suppressed, it's just quiet. I decided to put an assortment of the weapons I've collected up until this point to use here in the Ultra Lux, or Luxor, whatever this place is called. Quite a few things here and there. Medicine stick. It's always a good one. There we go, that's dealt with. Head on down the road a ways, got to deal with the other tribes here. I'll be doing the Yes Man route. I was thinking originally like maybe the Legion, but I got crunched on time here. Figured out I'll just do the Yes Man route. Nice, quick, simple. I'm only mostly doing this to see how well it shakes out. See what weapons I can come across that I've never used before. Always discover new things. That's one of the fun things about these games. Decided to switch over to the missile launcher before I head on inside. After I noticed that, you know, clipping's kind of off. Well, I have an FOV mod on this because I feel like the FOV is pulled in a little too tight to natural game. So I upped it by like 5 degrees. And it does that only with the missile launcher. It doesn't do it with the Fat Man, and it doesn't do it with Red Glare. I've literally never noticed it before. Then again, I don't use the missile launcher for anything in the game. Wonder if it would also happen with the missile launcher. Pretty sure it shares the same model. Anyway, we deal with the, I forget what they're called every fucking time. The Omertas, there you go. The Omertas. Deal with them. Picked up a Red Glare along the way. Which, I'm still not entirely sure what the fuck the Red Glare is supposed to be shooting. Right? Like, you can make energy explosives. Plasma grenades are one such thing. The grenades you can make from microfusion cells are another, right? So, is Red Glare supposed to be an energy rocket launcher? Like, you can make miniature, like, energy explosives to shoot out of it? I don't know. Anyway, put the Tesla cannon to use. I've never used this Tesla cannon before. And I think the only time I ever used an actual Tesla cannon in a run was my first run of Fallout 3. I think. Maybe. I don't know. We kill House by killing him with Big Boomer because, I don't know, seems appropriate. Head on out. Love the holster animation for it. Decided to put our Fat Man to use, dealing with boomers. A couple of shots from this. They're mostly dealt with, although they are a lot more manageable when not every single fucking one of them is shooting grenade machine guns at you. Although wouldn't suggest nuclear weapons as a close quarters combat alternative. Take them out. Decide to go say hi to the cons. By this point in time, I've upgraded a couple of my weapons. This is the 22 SMG with the upgraded magazine. I decided to use demolition charges as a type of close quarters weapon because, quite frankly, I think it'd be a neat run to use nothing but mines. Nothing but mines as a your weapon. Papa Khan here is using Salt Upon Wound's Power Fist, so that's interesting. Kind of poetic and makes sense. I need to realign the sights for this one because while I realign the sights for the normal version of it, each modification to a weapon and each combination thereof modifications is technically a different weapon. So, have to do that every time you add a mod. Toss down a pulse mine to let the Brotherhood walk into it. Not talking to Veronica this time, so this is how we got to do this. Figured the pulse mine would have taken him out easier, but I found a pulse gun along the way, so decided to use that. I have a fuck ton of ammo, so I might as well put it to use. The weird little charge up before it fires is a little weird, but it works okay. Taking out power armored opponents and some turrets, not too bad. Not too badly. Anyway, default to just using the anti-material rifle with explosive shot here. They want to keep funneling into a very small area where one shot can hurt all of them. Be my guest. After we deal with the Brotherhood, it's pretty much time to go speedrun the end game here. Take out all the NCR at the Dorito substation with the Embrace of the Mantis King, I think it's called. When we're clearing out the dam, I come across the Blade of the West that some random Legionnaire had. We blow up the dam because I didn't go talk to Caesar because I'm not doing all that. Get a little too big for my britches here and bum rush a couple of guys with anti-material rifles. I also dipped in the Lonesome Road to get some armor. Love the look of the advanced riot gear. Go say hi to Legate Lanius, which I just find it funny that he's using the X13 antenna as a weapon when the Legion hates technology. I decided to do what I always do, and that's pretty much run through every major weapon I have dealing with the Legate when I do runs like this. I need to do another Legion run at some point. But, you know, that way you can get a feel for pretty much every weapon is viable in a run. Again, I beat this entire game with no speech and like 15 shots. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Put the medicine stick to use. I think this is the longest fight I have with him. I'm not going to run through every weapon I brought with me. I'm just going to run through a few highlights here and there. Medicine stick's always a fun one, though. There you go. Legate's dead again. Switch over to the next one, which is just my Proton Axe. Goes about as easy as the Blade of the West. Till he bitches out again. Again, there is no way Lanius is actually anything significant or important. Still say he's just a boogeyman Caesar cooked up. And just keeps away off fighting a forever war somewhere, you know. So, that's what I think, anyway. That's what I think. You know, if you always have a greater ally, someone better out there to come along and fix things, you know, things are never technically that bad because, you know, that person's not here to fix them yet, so it's not that bad. No idea what happened there with him shooting me backward like that. Using the Ranger Sequoia. He runs off and just keeps peppering me with his grenades. The blood effect is nice. I do like that. I could probably up the rate at which it disappears off the screen. I think that's one of the settings for it. We take him out again. Last one, of course, has got to be a mini nuke. Take some steady. Take aim at him. Take him out in one shot. There you go. Legate's dead. Time to go deal with the NCR now. So yes, you can beat New Vegas with randomized weapons. It was just a good, quick, fun little run for me to enjoy. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank Eric Hewitt for sticking around so long. Thanks, man. It's much appreciated. With that, I'm going to finish editing this and go to bed.